Okay, so here's an introduction to jQuery. We're going to be using jQuery to make our website that is interactive. jQuery is a JavaScript library, and in this lecture I'm going to explain what jQuery is. I'm going to talk about the ready function. I'll explain how you can create content and how you can change elements of an HTML page. We'll talk about applying CSS, applying functions, and we'll have a list of useful JavaScript and jQuery functions. And we'll talk about arrays and objects in JavaScript. So jQuery, what is it? A strapline is write less, do more. It's a very compact language. It allows you to write programs that just a few lines that have a great deal of functionality. So every line of jQuery can do a great deal. It makes writing JavaScript easier. JavaScript is a great language, but it can be a little bit cumbersome when it comes to changing HTML, and jQuery makes that easy. It also smooths out the browser incompatibilities. You'll find that jQuery works slightly differently in each of the browsers. Sorry, JavaScript works slightly differently in each of the browsers, Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer or Edge. And using jQuery means that you don't have to worry about these incompatibilities. It takes care of them. It's one of the most successful libraries for JavaScript programmers. So you can find it everywhere. It's on an awful lot of websites. So if you want your web pages to be interactive, you want them to change without a page refresh, then you really have no choice. You have to use JavaScript. So HTML, Java, CSS, and JavaScript, these are built into all the browsers and into the W3 specification, so we can't get away from them. Unfortunately, JavaScript's been implemented slightly differently in each of the browsers. This is getting better, so modern browsers are pretty much the same, but jQuery can take care of these problems, can take care of the incompatibilities between two browsers. jQuery also adds functionality, so there's a whole load of useful functions that make it easy to program in the browser. We can write complex scripts in just a few lines, but it does demand a slightly unusual style of programming. So let's make a start. First thing you need is to get your jQuery into the browser. So jQuery is a library, and it's just a bit of JavaScript. If I copy that, I can start my new project. So let's make up an HTML page. /HTML. What do we need? We need a head, and in the head we'll put that bit of script there. So this pulls the JavaScript library from a third-party site, so jQuery.com. They're hosting our JavaScript for us. We also need our own local script. You don't have to do it. You can have this in your own. You can have this inline if you want, but I prefer to have my JavaScript files separate. So this should that should load in my local JavaScript file. And let's have a body. Close the body. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's our HTML. So I'll save that as, I've got this in documents and I think I've got a temporary space. This is where I'm putting it. So this is hello.html, and I'm also going to make up a JavaScript file. So the JavaScript, let's just put this in for the moment, just see it working. It looks pretty meaningless, but let's just put that in and see what it does. Save as, and I'm going to call that hello.js. That has to match whatever I put in here. So that was hello.js, that was hello.js. Okay, let's take a look, see what that does. So here's my HTML, just load that into Chrome. That's gone into the wrong window. Let me move my window. That's a little bit too big. Here we go. Now if I reload, oh, the page says 42. So what's happened is the library, the jQuery library was loaded. Hello was loaded, and this is what's called the ready function. So the ready function is $on its own. So this is the function $. $. Is heavily overloaded. It does three different things. We're going to see at least three different things, three different ways of using $. In this lecture. And this is $. Being used as the ready function. What's happening is we're passing this function here. This is an anonymous function. So this anonymous function, we're passing this into $. You can see so $. Opens there and closes there. And this thing here is what's called an anonymous function. It's a function with no name, and it gets executed as soon as the page is ready. Okay. So just realized, see that working again. So we're working in a programming language here, so we can put in expressions, so we can do calculations, and the same thing happens. We're going to be seeing these alerts quite a bit. I don't like them. We never really want these in production sites, but we are going to be seeing a few examples using the alert function. Okay, so we've introduced the ready function, and in the next video we're going to see something more complicated happening. So this is the two files that we need, loading the script. This is the HTML page, this is the JavaScript page, and we've run the anonymous function. This is the anonymous function here. We're going to look at creating content in the next video.